Hello, I am Marcy Howell. I have been teaching for 20 years, and I spent 17 years teaching high school math, and I also taught SAT prep while I was a full-time teacher. I resigned from my job 3 years ago. Speaking of being able to teach from home, that's pretty cool. I tutor, I homeschool my kids, I teach online. I have students who are international missionaries in countries where it's illegal to be missionary. I have students in China, Turkey, all over the place, in Asia. I have students all over the United States. And I also tutor privately, and I do some SAT prep courses. And I actually have known Val for a while. I taught her brother when I was teaching at Blue Mountain, but we did a little quick geometry tutoring over the summer, and I did an SAT prep class at her school last year. So that's how I ended up here today. If I had to give one piece of advice as far as just the whole umbrella of career planning, I also believe, a couple people have mentioned this already, I believe that God equips us for what He plans for us to do. And we have certain gifts and skills and abilities that are just there. Sometimes it's really obvious. In my case, what was my favorite thing to play when I was little? Play school. I had a little chalkboard, I had a piece of chalk. I taught my brother and sister how to do arithmetic, the oldest of three. So for me, it was always obvious. Speaking of mentors, somebody else mentioned that. My high school math teacher, who I had for 11th and 12th grade, said to me, "What are you thinking about doing for college?" And I said, "Well, my parents really don't have any money, so I don't think I really can go." And he said, whoa, wait. No, if they don't have any money, then you'll be able to get help and you'll be able to go. But what do you think you're going to do? I was like, I don't know. A friend of mine had talked about physical therapy and how much money you could make doing that. And he said, "You really should be a math teacher." And I said, okay, I like that. So that's where I ended up. And if I had a second choice, it would have been English. So when I got the phone call from my principal to say, "Would you like to teach SAT prep in addition to a couple of math courses?" I said, yeah, I can handle both parts of the, at that point there were only 2 sections on the SATs. So I taught SAT prep for about 10 years, I think, of my teaching career. And so I think the thing that's important as far as the career part is to identify what your skills and goals and interests are, and sometimes it's not obvious, like I said. So one of the things, you did get a sheet in your bag that says SAT prep on the top. One of the sites that's listed is the College Board site. They're the people that make the test. And the other one is actually a Christian financial organization called Crown, and their website has a link to a free personality identification test, but also there's a very detailed, it's a little bit pricey, but everybody I've sent to it says I'd pay for it again. Adults have said, I think I'm going to do this too. Because it kind of matches your interests and your skills and your values with career descriptions and down to specific things, but also broad areas. And I think that's really, a lot of people I know have gone through, 10, 15, 20 years in one career, and then they go back to college for something else because they finally figured out what they want to do when they grow up, So I think that's important. And of course, over the years, I've had a lot of students who came to me and said, "I think I'm going to be a psychology major." And I'd say, "Oh, why did you pick psychology?" "Well, because I like psychology. It fascinates me, the whole study of all that stuff." And I'd say, "What are you going to do with that?" And I just get a blank stare. So don't pick your major first. Kind of get a big picture of what you think your career should be, and then pick your major. Because a 4-year degree in psychology doesn't really get you far, doesn't get you many different positions. You don't really qualify for anything with, some majors. So that's a couple of those things. A couple of those sites are listed on there. The SATs today are very different than when I was a kid and I took them, because we were told, and all the people who are my age know, that when we were taking the SATs, they said, "You can't prepare for this." We just had to go take it blind. Ugh. Now you can prepare. And the College Board has materials as well as many other organizations. It's important to practice. Taking it 5 times won't increase your score if you don't do any practice in between. I do offer courses. I have a friend that offers courses, and our names are on the sheet. But I really believe that if you're motivated and willing to spend the time practicing, you can increase your SAT score, but it's all about personal effort. You can have the best coach and not get anything better. That's the honest truth. You can waste your money paying a tutor, but if you really want to do good and increase your score, you're going to have to practice. I know, that's more thing to do. And if anybody's interested in a possible future SAT prep course, I have a sign-up sheet back there. I don't have anything scheduled at this point, but you're welcome to sign up.